Greetings and welcome to Channel OtherDoc. I'm Jim, I use he/him pronouns, and this is our campaign of The Sprawl, a cyberpunk game by Hamish Cameron that is powered by the apocalypse. During this campaign, we are helping to raise funds for the Bail Project, a charitable organization that helps provide bail assistance to protesters. The link to donate is on the screen now and will appear periodically in chat. There is also a panel down below that you can hit to get there. And also, that just was brought up, we are Team Phyllis. You can always, just as has just been done, type !Phyllis in the chat to get that link to show up there. You want a link to go and donate to help the protesters. Much appreciated. Let's go ahead and go around and say hi to folks. We are, by the way, $340 worth of the way to our goal. We had a surprise donation from Mem. Thank you so much. But let's go ahead and go around, say hi to everyone, find out who they are and who they're playing. I am playing Gendarme, or John, whose pronouns are he, they, and he is the killer. And let us go around to Anino.
Sorry. It's just really funny that he gives the thumbs up. I'm the killer, everybody.
Hello.
Happy killer.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns. And tonight, I am playing Bill, the driver.
Awesome.
Was not as enthusiastic about his profession as the killer.
This is true.
Or much of anything, really.
Or much of
Just kinda
anything, really.
It's the advice they give is do what you love. Yeah. Anyway, let's go around. Let's continue around to Sara. Hello.
Hi, I'm Sara. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Valkyrie the hacker, who uses she, they pronouns. And I have yet to decide what color Valkyrie's hair is for this mission. Back to me on that one.
Excellent. And now let's head over to Beans. Hello.
Hi, I'm Beans. I am playing Mouse, the infiltrator. We both use they, them pronouns.
Excellent. Now, finally, I shall hand things over to our MC, Brian. Hello.
Hello, I'm Brian. My pronouns are he, him, and we've got some things to wrap up before we start the game proper. And one thing that's going to be this session is going to be different from the ones before in a few ways. First off, as we discussed in the time between the last session and this one, you're not being assigned a mission exactly. You're doing a mission in order to fulfill a promise that Mouse made to one of John's contacts. So, and we'll get to the details on that later. But first, one of the things that the team chose at the end of the last mission in the get paid phase was to learn something about the mission. Mechanically, that just gives everybody one extra experience point. Speaking of which, those of you that have leveled up, if you figured out what you're spending it on, we'll have a round of what it is that what new stuff you got in a minute. But before we do that, not only do you get a mechanical benefit out of it, you get an actual thing that you learned. So I will also go around the table and let everybody know a specific thing that they learned from the assault on the island, the name of which is the Polygon, and still belongs. I was going to say belonged, but technically it still belongs. Just a lot of it got blown up to Infinity Logistics. So starting with Valkyrie,
Yes.
you pulled a bunch of pay data off of this one, so you've got a lot of stuff to sift through.
Okay.
Which means that some of it may even come up a little later. But the main thing that you found, because it stood out to you, because you are familiar with what a lot of the code from Tortoise Security looks like, because you actually have to go through it for your day job.
Mm-hmm.
And Project Myrmidon, some of the files that you downloaded that were related to that are full of proprietary code that that undoubtedly originated with Tortoise, and this is the kind of stuff Tortoise does not want in the hands of anyone else.
Cool.
And next we come to Mouse. So Mouse, you remember when you were well, actually, in one of the rooms you were just wrecking stuff, but in the other one you were you had gotten into the computer terminal in the room that had the scary cyborgs in it, and while you were in there, you also found some interesting stuff. One of the things that stood out to you that you didn't discover until later, much like Valkyrie, you know, you didn't really have time to look at what you had, but you did run across something that that caught your eye that you kept for obvious reasons. You found pictures of yourself in the Infinity Logistics database. There aren't that many of them. They were in a tiny little file called Special Projects, and your case has been assigned to someone named Takar, Takar, who is listed as a contractor.
I like that. Not into that.
What kind of business is Takar in?
Apparently contracting with
That's
companies
so vague.
with companies like Infinity Logistics. You know, contracting.
I think you're being a little too specific there. Could you possibly be a little more vague?
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just the big picture on that one.
He does things for people.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like you literally just got a name that your case has been assigned to, and his designation is literally contractor.
Is it like the pictures of me? Are they like me just as myself, or like in a costume?
Two of them are just as yourself, or as as yourself as you ever get.
Yeah.
I get this.
There's a
You got sort of a range of base. Yeah, that's it. Got it. There aren't that many pictures. A couple of them are very bad. I mean, like just bad quality from really far away.
That's fair.
But one of them is Zach.
Oh no, that's not good.
No.
That's bad. Because that's recent. That's not like
It's only one, but it is one
ago.
Yeah.
But that's no, I don't like that.
And let's see. John, I will get back to you last, but let's do Bill. So Bill, now that you've seen Infinity's Island up close and blown up some chunks of it, a few things stood out as odd that you didn't have time to look at because you were being shot at. But you've reviewed the videos because you have gun cams, right? So yeah, you've reviewed the videos from your mission, and there is one hangar-sized workshop. It wasn't doing anything during the attack, so you didn't really have any reason to go over there. But now that you're looking closer at the video, you see the telltale signs of someone definitely working with some particularly advanced stealth technology.
Stealth technology.
Largely, from what you can tell, this is the sort of place that anti-radar is definitely a big component of it, but also you see the kinds of things that make, for example, that would make like helicopter blades a lot quieter as well, that kind of thing.
Oh man, maybe I should have actually gone on foot.
And one moment, I have to check one thing before I talk to John. Got it. Okay, so John, you have been doing like things have been kind of flickering back and forth here and there. Your perception, for the most part, has been fine, but every now and then it literally visibly flickers. And this is all since the polygon job.
Mm.
And you
So
discover
it's new since the polygon, since we got back from the island.
Yeah. And you finally figure out that a memory has been trying to surface. Like an actual memory, not an implanted one.
Ooh.
You have a face. It's face with long just salt and pepper hair. Sort of an olive complexion. And you get a name. And the name is Valeria Khan, Kahn.
Ooh.
A really cool name.
That name sounds plot-bearing.
There we go.
That's a plot-bearing name right there.
You also have some bits floating around the name. You know it's from a while back, and beyond that, you're not sure what that means. But you know it was from some time ago. And it's a face and a name that are similar in some ways to the person that you talked to Adrian Leonatos. It carries some of the same connotations, but you sense both earlier, and this is a person of a higher status than Adrian.
Interesting. Very interesting. We'll have to do some research. Find out who that is.
And that is the stuff that each of you has learned.
Cool. This is fine.
Not concerning at all.
Absolutely
No.
none. No, everything is fine.
Fine.
Everything is just fine.
Everything is fine.
On top of that, we have a couple of other things. You also have a mission pending that you've agreed to do. And mechanically, this could have been done with a single roll because really it could have been treated as a side mission. But we decided to do this as a mission, which actually I like. I'm glad you did that because this will be fun to play out. So the mission itself was to steal something from Monolith. And let's see, that was from Jonas. Did we decide which pronunciation did we
We've been kind of saying Jonas.
Okay, so that was from Jonas, which is who is a tech that John knows and got Mouse in touch with. So, and he was like, sure, I'll do this thing for you. However, here's something I'd like for you to do in turn. And what he wants you to do is he has discovered that Monolith is releasing, well, actually, right now, they are only using it internally, but at some point it might hit the streets. They are prototyping a next generation control unit for their driverless vehicles. And he doesn't just want the specs, he wants the unit. He wants the actual tech.
Okay. Cool. So I noticed something about This is from Monolith, correct?
Yeah.
I noticed something about that when you posted the clocks earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Monolith appears to be set to 2100.
Yeah, Monolith is one of those that because of, and this all happened during character and world building.
I was gonna say I don't remember doing anything against that.
You have not. You have neither increased it nor decreased it during the course of the game. They just started off interested in you for some reason. Well, I think we know why. As I recall, I'm pretty sure at least one of Bill's vehicles came from there. So, and I seem to remember, was it Valkyrie? Were you the one that helped him? Yeah, thought so. All right,
Yeah.
so that'd be the reason.
Redirected a whole helicopter and instead had like pizza delivered to the security dock.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Okay, yes.
That was the one.
It's all
That was
coming
the
back
one.
now.
Do it.
They are finally starting to put the pieces together as to who might have done that.
You're like, maybe.
It might have something
proud
to
of
do
them.
with the fact that helicopter was pretty highly visible in a recent mission.
I just imagine like a little like assistant going, hey boss, didn't we used to have a helicopter like that? And we're like, shit, that's where it went. They just didn't know for like weeks.
Now,
Yeah. I like it.
now for
Pretty
the most
sure
part,
there's
it was
supposed to be a helicopter here.
yeah,
This big empty space.
right. There's a helicopter-shaped hole in our
Yeah.
in our lives. We need to fill that.
You know,
we
if
all?
Infinity Logistics asks, I'm just going to say that it's Monolith's fault. I mean,
Yeah,
You know.
it was their helicopter.
Oh
They
yeah,
lost
was
the
their
helicopter.
They did it. Like I don't know. I just happened upon this helicopter. It happens. Do you guys
what are you gonna do?
have a helicopter?
I mean, having a helicopter is better than not having a helicopter.
This is true.
Truth.
I mean, you expect Bill to just give back a helicopter?
That is not going to happen.
No.
Nope.
So
Hell in helicopter.
you definitely did last week. So yeah, we'll get to. Another a thing that is different about this mission is that we're. That's a really good question. Actually, no. I was going to say we're not going to do a get the job roll, but no, I don't like that idea. Let's do a get the job roll. The thing we're not going to do though is we're not going to stake cred on this one. Because this job by itself, Jonas is not a corporation. He cannot pay you what a corporation can. It doesn't mean you won't get some stuff out of it. It just means you'll have to be creative if you want to try to get any cred out of it. Given the fact that this is already a job about stealing stuff, you're going to have some opportunities to maybe do more of that. But just think along those lines that the payment, you're not risking any cred to do this, but you're also not getting any cred because of that. But on second thought, yeah, I think we should do a get the job roll just because I like the narrative possibilities of that. So while I'm pondering that, does anybody have any level up stuff that you need to talk about?
I just took a +1 and I actually put it into mind instead of synth, like I said earlier today.
Got it. So
So I
does
have
that make your
plus-
mind 3?
It makes
Or-
my mind 2.
2. So you got mind 2, synth 2 now?
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Dang.
Add
So-
1, meet -1.
Yeah. You're not you're not a fighter, but
So,
not in the physical world anyway.
but yeah, 2 and 2 and mind and synth.
Got it. No problem on that. Okay. Very cool. And did
So-
you already update your character sheet?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And anyone else?
Yeah, so while I feel as though a smarter person would probably be trying to do something like get rid of my my penalty in style, I have instead taken another move to make myself even more ridiculous than I am now.
Which one?
Which you can let me know if this stacks appropriately, and I just want to make
Sure.
sure. So there's a move called Hard.
Yeah.
When you make the harm move, subtract your meat from your roll. Does that work cumulatively with my dermal plating?
Yeah, it would have to.
That's great. So I'm now subtracting 4 from my roll whenever I have to roll for harm.
Yeah. And yeah, it does, because the thing is, those are clearly two options for a killer. So right now that means, well, actually, yeah, it just means that your harm will build up more. Oh no, it doesn't, because your harm will build up at the same rate, because you're subtracting 2 because of the body armor. But the harm you take will still build up, so it is possible for you to still have, like if you take a lot of harm at once, you still have to add that to the roll. So, but right now, that's still like 4 harm is a big weapon. 4 harm is going to be huge. So if you're going to have to get hit with something very large in order to make that even out. So that'll be interesting. All right.
Yay.
Seriously.
I shall celebrate by going out and punching a tank.
Yes.
In the face.
In the face. Yes.
In its tank face.
Take that, tank.
Oh, I like the idea of a tank with a face.
It's not,
Some image I don't like.
no. A tank to the
Oh,
face.
it's a new show, Thomas the Tank.
They're like, isn't it Thomas the Tank? Nope. It just stops.
Just a tank.
Oh, that's horrific.
Actually,
Oh
that
my
sounds like
God.
something. That sounds like something Bill would have helped Elmo build.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
just dropped the engine.
Yep.
Cyberpunk television is weird.
It is, isn't it?
It's so weird.
I mean, there's this one
Like-
computerized head that keeps stuttering, and that's all. No, anyway. And he's like
And,
all that's ever on that one channel.
I know,
Anyway,
and that's the reporter.
yeah. Strangely enough, yes.
All right. Did anyone else level up, or was it just Valkyrie and John?
I do not do enough, like, directive stuff to do
Okay.
that.
You did get one though. You got one from the.
I did
from
my
the,
first one literally
You did.
last session.
I was gonna say you got one from the gang thing, so you're coming in.
That definitely won't bite me, no.
Oh, not even a little. No, it's everything's
Mm-mm.
fine.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was double checking that. Those will stack. So yeah, right now you subtract 4 from your harm roll.
Yes.
Games are wild.
Ooh, that's going to be fascinating. All right, so that'll work fine. Also, one last bit of housekeeping that we need to do. Mouse, or rather Alice, has a date to keep. When do you want to do that? Do you want to do that before you start this mission, or after?
That's a good question.
Or even technically during. You could work it into the legwork phase somehow. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to decide which would be funnier. I feel like the idea of everyone's like, I do need to talk about Valkyrie and something, but we could do that after. But I like the idea of everyone's like running around, which Mouse usually does.
Right.
It's like, no, Mouse can't get to the phone right now. It's like, what possibly are they doing? And it just cuts to Mouse just getting brunch.
Having a mimosa.
Just, you know.
The mimosa portion of
So-
legwork is often underrated, but it's very
That works
important.
for me.
For sure.
I know,
Because
right?
If people are cool with that, because I think that would be very funny, but I wanted to make sure everyone's like down for that.
Personally, I agree. That would be hilarious. All right, so in that case,
let's just do it.
yeah. In that case, we'll get to your date with Chaz during the legwork phase, which means we are starting the legwork phase. But actually, we need to do the get the job roll first. So, as a reminder, the get the job is an edge roll, and if you wanna totally game this, pick one of you that has higher edge, and make it, because any of you can make the roll.
I have no
I only
edge.
have +1 in edge.
Same.
Oh my gosh, am I the edgiest person in the group?
Oh my
Man,
god. You
because
know
when
something's wrong when Bill's
think
the
so.
edgiest person in the group.
When I think Bill, I think edgelord. I really do. That's yeah.
If
Bill being like, all right.
if Malaise was edgy,
I don't know, man. I spent the '90s playing Vampire the Masquerade. Malaise is pretty edgy.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh my god. Why did you
That's
make
it.
me remember?
That's
Damn
it. That's it.
Brian.
Little did we know, Bill's been a vampire the whole time.
do I get any forward on this or just straight up edge?
Right, just straight up edge, and see what you get. 10 is good. 10 is the best kind of roll on that. So let me copy the stuff over to chat so you can peruse it. Because basically you're going to choose 3 from the list below, which is going to be particularly good for this job, because this should be, the job itself should actually be moderately straightforward. It's literally just steal a thing. So hang on, let me get in here. Okay, that should do it. And everyone, look at the list, and keep in mind you're choosing 3 from a list of 5. So, and
So,
okay, the job pays well doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but if you choose that, we'll find a way to make it work. I'll find a way to, to somehow make it pay well, as it were. So any of this still fits in the fiction.
I mean, we kind of know who is employing us, don't we?
Yeah.
Because
That's a good point. Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be great if somehow Jonas was,
Not
Jonas
the
has terrible
employer.
secrets.
yeah, and honestly, that's that's an option. If you choose that, I will make it someone other than Jonas. I have to,
Oh my
right?
God.
oh, that's
the
we're
layers.
we're in
Oh, no.
so much like our hands are in so many pies right now. I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah.
There's not one
Suddenly a
thing
new
in this
block
world.
appears out of
Hands, but-
nowhere.
Yeah. Because right now there are many questions I don't know the answers to, or if you there are some questions I think I know the answers to, but then if you ask them, I have to come up with a different answer. So for example, who's employing us? I'm like, well, it's obviously not Jonas now. What fun is that?
I don't know. I like that twist.
That's fun.
Oh my God.
You do get 3 of them. I mean, really? It's
Well,
And-
definitely the
and you
meeting
can't
doesn't
choose-
attract attention.
okay.
Yeah,
You want to do
that's-
meeting that's going to attract
I
attention?
think
All right.
we cannot possibly attract any more attention right now. That
Oh my
sounds
God.
like a really
That's the
bad
last
idea.
You know what?
thing we
That's
need.
actually a fair point. Yeah, let's. I'll throw that. I'll throw that on the list right now. Okay.
We don't need
Um,
more attention.
We really don't.
I appreciate useful information. Information
Yeah,
is
that's
always good.
intel's always good.
Okay. Intel. Got it. So I'll mark 1 intel. You're starting off with 1 intel. All right.
It occurs to me he might actually have gear he could offer for the mission, but I don't know if that's.
It's literally his job.
Yeah, so I mean that's what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he just does it underground.
I wouldn't be mad.
I'm not.
Okay,
I won't
you wanna
be
start
mad
off
at
with-
the gear.
It makes
Yeah.
sense narratively if we want to do that. But yeah.
That's a very
Depends on
good
if
point.
we want there to be twists.
I don't
Totally
know if
up to
I can
you.
handle more twists.
Right.
It's
There's
getting
already been,
kind of
like,
yeah.
We haven't done anything and there've been twists. So
Yeah.
Fair enough. So we want to start off with +1 intel, +1 gear,
Mhm.
and meeting doesn't attract attention. Are we agreed?
Sure.
All right. So just to remind everyone, the intel and gear that we currently have, and I need to get over to Roll20 to update that, so we've got that information. Those are free floating, and the intel can be used by anyone. If at any point you want a +1 forward to a roll, you can say, while we were in the early stages of this, I learned this, and that's how it's going to help me with this roll. And just state the thing you learned. And that does 2 cool things. First off, it gives you a bonus on your roll. And secondly, it adds to the story and adds to the world. So you can come up with some other stuff. The gear is for the produce equipment roll. And as long as you, again, at any point, you can say, Jonas gave us this, and now I have it, and I'm going to use it in order to help you do whatever the thing is. And that mechanically, it might simply be a tool that, like, you have to have a certain tool in order to achieve this goal, meaning now you have it and you can do it. Or it could be, now I have this tool and I get a bonus to a roll. You can make it work that way too. But as you may recall, the drone from the last mission came from gear from the Get the Job roll, and that was pretty good gear. So it didn't come back from the mission, but it did its job. All right, let's get over here then. I'm going to add a new handout while we're talking. And while I'm doing this, anybody got any ideas for how to begin doing the legwork besides going to brunch?
I don't know.
I decided
Bill
on
doesn't wanna
Valkyrie's
be the
hair.
third wheel.
That's a good start.
I was just saying that Bill's not going to be the third, fourth, or fifth wheel on anything. So,
Definitely not.
do we have a location as to where this we need to be stealing from?
Not yet. He just he just told you what it was and that he wants it.
Yeah, what is it? Did I?
Yeah, I'll repeat it. It is.
I might have missed it. Sorry.
It's a next generation control unit for Monolith's driverless vehicles. Apparently, they are
That's right.
going through an overhaul of their fleet, and this is it's past the prototype phase, and it actually exists in a few of their larger trucks, but it's not full. It hasn't fully been deployed yet.
All right, I have an idea. So knowing this, Mouse is gonna call Bill and be like, "Hey, so here's the thing. I may have double booked myself. It's gonna be okay, but I have somewhere else I need to be, which is unfortunate, and I'm really sorry. But I feel like this is sort of your kind of like mission and getting a car. So I'm gonna leave you some like instructions of like how to like blend in, if you need some like infiltrated like know-how or gear or whatever. Just I'm sorry I can't be there. Just letting you know."
Who is this again?
Mouse is just like, "You come to my house almost every day, Bill. I'm not always there, but I know you're there. So stop talking about it.
We have a connection.
Listen, Phyllis will make like your favorite like cookies, like you know the ones with like the like peanut butter and like also like cinnamon. I have no idea what these. I just made them up, but like you know the ones."
All right. Go steal a car. It's not like I've never done that before.
See, I knew you could handle it.
So,
I don't know. Hang
will
on.
you at least? Why does no one ever tells me where the stuff is? What is going on?
Mouse will call back and just be like, or text like, "This is the building," and just like a picture of Monolith.
Oh well, that just narrows it down. It's not like they have 40 or 50 different subsidiaries within their umbrella.
Mouse is like, "Listen, I don't usually do this bit. Give me a break." It's the. I was like, I don't know cars. Which one is it? Oh, the new one, the cool one. You know, the one that you don't like. It just drives. The cool one. It's got like I don't know, it's like the 5th edition or something. I don't know. I don't know cars, but it's the cool one. You know, it's like probably in like their new cool section. you know the one. Mouse realized very quickly that they like know how to like do their job, but they've never considered explaining what they do to other people. So it's just like, this is why I do it myself. I'm sorry. This is what I got.
Bill just says thanks, and he doesn't even spell out thanks. You can tell he's mad when he doesn't spell out the words. It just says THX right there, and then he just starts texting Valerie. She's like, Valerie, where am I supposed to go and steal this car?
Exactly. Hang on. Does some really low key, low effort hacking? It's like Google.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
where's the new monolith, deal car R&D whatever, and texts Bill back
Yeah.
the address.
You have it narrowed down to 2 different facilities, both of which are really they're just car factories that Monolith owns to make their own stuff. Actually, I say narrowed down. That's not even true. Either of them would work. One of them is closer, is really what it boils down to. And by closer, I mean still within the Great Lakes sprawl. That could still be, a couple hundred miles away, but it's still within your basic purview. The other one is significantly farther north. The other one is in what's Canada right
Canada.
now? Is it still Canada? We'll have to figure that out. But it's definitely significantly farther north than the other one, which is actually it's in Detroit. It's in just one of the old upgraded and now expanded like GM factories or something.
Okay. I text that to Bill and say, if that fails, Canada.
I really want to call it Still Canada. Like, it's everything's the same. They just call it Still Canada.
Still Canada.
It's like an art piece.
That's it.
Still
Canada. I like that.
Right.
Still Canada with maple leaf.
For further information, you'll need to do either some research or some assessing. But you've got, but yeah, figuring out where it's built is not that difficult.
Okay.
All right. So I guess Bill will head over to that factory in his very discreet, compact car.
Well, it is the only vehicle you've got that's even remotely stealthy, and by stealthy I just mean boring, like nice and generic. Until you reveal the hidden weapons, but that's different. Yeah. Got it. Okay, so you're on your way there to do some scouting.
Yes.
Got it. We'll get to Alice's date in a minute, but John, do you have anything you want to do during prep time?
I've been having some. I've had a couple of terrible ideas that
we like those here.
Mostly involve personal things that have absolutely not, as usual, personal things that have nothing to do with the mission.
Of course not.
But
we've sort of hit that phase in the game, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was finally reading up on because I was trying to figure out, Jim, what do you want to spend all this cred on? You've got like 11 cred.
Wow, that is a lot.
And I realized I had not bought any new cyberware. And it occurs to me that there are 1 or 2 things that would be neat to have. But of course, I don't know if it's a thing that... For one thing, I don't know if it's something John would actually want to do necessarily. Is the only problem that I'm having. It's like, maybe he would. I don't know. If he's trying to get it independently, maybe.
Okay.
But it's... I keep thinking maybe, like, in the interest of trying to unearth stuff or rework with things, he might be trying to like change some of the hardware, or something along those lines, if that makes sense.
Sure. Like to what end? Because we could figure something out even if it doesn't officially exist on the
Well,
list.
The things that are on the list that I mean, there are a few things on the list that I'm interested in, but so like either like the tactical computer or the synthetic nerves. Both look delicious.
Either of those, yeah.
And so I figure something like that might be able to might be a thing where it's. I was thinking it would be a thing where it's like he goes to someone like maybe Jonas or something, and is like, if we can just figure out a way to.
Yeah.
Since we're in the middle of working on gear anyway, if we can figure out a way to make this adjustment, this might help.
We've established that Jonas comes from that part of your past, so that could totally work.
Tortoise at least. He always gave me tune-ups. He's worked on me before.
He literally knows how to do cyberware. We've established that, and that would keep you from having to use this missions to declare a contact. So you could still hold on to that for a new contact if you wanted to. So that'd be fine.
And I mean there are things in there that would be cool, like cyber eyes and ears and stuff. But at the same time, I'm thinking just initially, as far as it goes, something where it's something like the tactical computer, or just depending on because it's assess versus mixing it up. Probably actually, if it were the nerves, then if I want to just become truly monstrous, then of course I should go for the synthetic nerves because that would increase my my mix it up rolls.
Fair point.
But so if like we were going for say the synthetic nerves, then I guess I see there's like there are a couple of moves that would be involved in that.
Right.
And so one of which I'm not terribly good at. So
particularly,
it's a question.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is you wouldn't have to declare a new contact, so you're fine on that. You can. I
guess hit the streets would just tell us if he has it or not, or something like that.
Yeah, hit the streets would basically be the. Hit the streets. Yeah, hit the streets would basically just be the negotiation to find out if he can do it, and then you're in pretty good shape on the go under the knife side of things. Although you are, by which I mean you have cred to spend.
Yeah.
And it's a cred roll. The max you can get on that is a +2 though, so you can't just spend all 11 cred and get that. But that would be some serious nerves.
What else do people spend cred on? That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out, and I just don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, that feels in character exactly because you're just like, why would you buy anything that isn't cyberware?
I know, right? So it's basically I would look at it as a kind of an upgrade, basically.
And it would, like you said, it'd be a matter of doing the hit the streets and like you said, you're not too good at style. So
could I in any way help John being a hacker with her own cyberware and probably some good contacts in that arena?
Yeah, you could.
I don't know what that mechanically gets him, but
I mean, honestly, it'd be a +1.
Yeah, so they'd just cancel out, which would be helpful. I'd be starting.
So it'd just be a straight 2d6 roll, basically.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to subtract anything from it. Let's see.
No.
So I mean, both of those rolls require some risk, but you could go ahead and do it if you want to.
I mean, I figure it's if I don't, then it's like I have to wait for another 500 years to get to level up enough to be able to allocate things. Why not? Why not take risks?
Exactly.
Why not drive your characters like stolen cars?
Basically. And whatever happens, we'll work it into the story. I'm trying to figure out. The thing is, well, go ahead and roll, and we'll figure out what we get from the roll because.
Okay.
even if you get less than a 7, I think we should still be able to make this work, if you see what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm
All
going,
right.
I'm going to roll this, and we shall see what happens.
Let's find out.
I got a 6.
Of course. All right. So for that, what I'm going to do, I don't like the idea of you just don't get the thing, because that's boring. So let's see what our options are here. Okay, tell you what. It's just going to be really expensive.
Okay.
Because in order for him to do this in the manner that you want, it'll cost you 4 cred. Let's just do it that way.
Okay. I have cred, so I could.
Yeah,
do
exactly, and you have it to spend.
Yeah.
And because you spent 4 cred on that translates into the +2 on your go under the knife roll.
Yeah. That's cool. I can do that.
All right, and then on this one, we don't have a go under the knife button, so pick a thing you have 0 at and just add 2 forward.
I shall do that. I wondered if there was a... Is there a generic roll button? I wonder.
I don't think so, but maybe. Well, there kind of is. I mean, you could just do the regular 2d6 roll within, like, into the thing, but...
I'll just roll edge. I've got a 0 edge.
Might as well.
Okay, and it's +2.
Right.
For the spending of the cred. And here we go. That would
Well,
be
that's
an
good.
11.
All right, so you actually... The particularly good news on this, even though it was an expensive thing to get, you get what you pay for. It is complete success. You don't have any of the problems that you would normally get from all of this.
Excellent.
And given the fact that it is affecting your central nervous system, you don't want problems. So that's that's kind of nice. All right.
And
So
and part of why he's doing it is he's upgrading in the hopes that it will help clean some things out. We'll see.
it's entirely possible.
That
Yeah,
happens.
we'll. In fact, this might have been the thing that triggered the memory that you got earlier in the thing.
Okay.
Why don't we say that?
Yeah,
Because like you came out of this and you were like, it's like it shook something loose.
That works for me.
So this is not a simple operation. So you're going to be, though you were already sort of wired for it, literally. So this is not like it is with some people. This isn't a complete replacement of your central nervous system. It's literally just an upgrade and a replacement of certain pieces of hardware. So for you, this is actually it's still, there is a bit of recovery time, but it's not like it would be for someone that wasn't quite as much cybered as you already are.
Yeah.
But that is going to keep you out of commission for a little while.
There is, I think, something I'm going to ask Valkyrie if they'd be willing to look into before I go under the knife. And I'll just basically, or actually, no, it would be while it's happening, wouldn't it? Damn it. because we've said this is how I remember the thing.
Well, I mean, we can work out the timing. So
at some point, you're going to receive a text from John's brain that will basically say, you get this very strange text from John while he's being operated on that says, "Who is Valeria Khan?"
Valkyrie just looks at their phone and goes, "That's a good question." Like, actually says it out loud. Like, I don't know. Thought you were in surgery, man.
John is the master of multitasking.
I am.
All
This
right.
is my backup AI.
Okay.
Gotcha. So Valkyrie, we'll get back to you because you have that question, and I'm sure a few others. So I'll swing
Yeah.
back around to you.
So-
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead and finish.
No,
what
that
you
was
were
it.
saying. Okay. So I acquired not an insignificant amount of random information on
You
that
did,
last
yeah.
mission. What can I? It's a bunch of like the satellite and a bunch of other crap that Valkyrie, particularly herself, is not interested in. What
Yeah.
can I do with that to like sell it off or?
Ultimately, you can just. I mean, you could try to find. Basically, it would be getting in contact with a fixer, and they would take a cut of it, or more to the point, they would sell it and give you a cut. Is really what would happen.
Okay.
Because you would say, now you find a person that wants this, and they would say,
I go to the middleman and then they go find somebody. Okay.
You'd effectively get a finder's fee.
Okay.
So the amounts of cred that I mentioned to you earlier that you could get from those, and if you don't have them, I've got them here.
I have 2 additional pieces of data from the corporate operations system.
Yeah.
And then 2 more pieces of 2 cred from that, and then 2 more cred from the satellite I have written down.
And as I recall, you're still holding on to some information that you got from the Destiny residential database.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
1 cred from that, I think.
Okay, so that's a total. That's a potentially 5 cred. And you could just, try to unload that, or if you find yourself in a position where you want to spend some cred, you could trade it. Either one of those works.
I have a note that I have data to sell from the Tortoise database because I rolled a 9 because I literally wrote that down.
Yes.
And then also data for Destiny because I rolled an 11.
Right.
I don't know how many that adds up to me total.
The 11 actually means that if you are using that when you hit the street, if you roll a 7 to 9 when you hit the street, it gives you fewer potential negatives.
Okay.
So that's actually if you are going to any contacts and trying to get information that way, this is the sort of stuff you could trade them as if it were cred. And do it that way. And if you trade if you tell me you're trading the one for which you rolled an 11, remind me of that, and you'll just get, if you get the 7 to 9, you get 1 fewer problem.
Okay. And then I also have 11 cred just in the bank.
That is a lot.
Besides cyberware, what else can I do with that?
You could buy vehicles. You can buy. There is a list, and it's in the assets chapter.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna put everything in chat right now because it's kind of big.
Find it.
But hang on, I can get to the. I can at least get to the page number. There we go. It's in the fair prices section, and it's on page 128.
Thank you.
And that will give you just an idea of what you can spend cred on.
Okay.
For example, a cyber deck costs 8 cred, which is a lot. I mean, you already have a cyber deck.
I already have one.
Yeah. So, but just FYI, that's that's sort of top of the line. Also, a military vehicle, for example.
I mean, she's good with her motorcycle. I don't know. Valkyrie might move. Like, just get a new apartment that's a little bit bigger.
That's actually not a bad idea.
You're gonna go move back to the arcology?
Yeah, definitely not to the arcology. I don't think 11 credits is enough for that.
It's actually not. No, it's not.
Not at all.
You'd have to hack your way back in.
Yeah.
20 would be enough to get you in the door, but not 11.
Assets. There it is. Oh my gosh, that's the one thing I hadn't downloaded to my computer. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna spend just a couple of cred on just getting a slightly better apartment. It's got a lot of windows and just it looks nice because I don't know what to do because she doesn't want any more cyberware in her. I looked at that list and no, that's
not really her thing.
No.
tell you what, if you make it 4 cred, it can be like a secure place.
All right, I'll do it.
Do it that way. Make it 4, and it'll be a secure place that you can detail in any manner you want.
Sweet. Done.
And you
yeah.
also get to decide what secure means.
Yeah, so it's she knows the owner of the building and trusts them, and has also done like their own security sweeps to make sure that their apartment, it's like it's a nice like corner unit where it's like, you know, floor to ceiling windows, good, not quite like lake view, but still a nice like park view, maybe over, and has, you know, trust the building owner to, you know, not have anything weird hidden somewhere. Has also swept the entire floor,
right,
and confirmed that like there is nothing else there, and has completely built her own security system around her apartment for not just physical entry but also electronic as well.
Cool. Okay. No problem on that one. Okay, so yeah, so you spend some time getting all of that to work.
Yeah, she's got a nice base of operations now.
Okay, so we're gonna get to Bill, who has just arrived at the factory, and then we're gonna check in on Alice's date. So Bill, you as I said, you're in view of the factory. What are you are you just trying to learn what you can about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna assess it from the outside, check out what the kind of security, how to gain access.
Sense. Gotcha. In that case, yeah, let's just do an assess roll, and this will be yeah, just an edge roll. No pluses right now.
11.
That is an outstanding roll. Okay, so as a reminder, you get 3 hold, and I will put the questions that you can ask in the chat. And you are, I know I say this every time, but you know, it's a good reminder. You don't have to ask all 3 questions right now. You can ask them at any point to determine things that you found out during this assessment.
Okay.
But if there's anything you want to ask right off the bat, feel free.
So how is the entrance gate vulnerable to me?
Okay. 2 ways. It depends on your approach. It is, the entrance gate would actually not hold up to you even running your Corolla into it. It would it'll take the gate down. I mean, it'll be loud and everyone knows a Corolla ran into it, but there you are. The other option is you're watching the cars and people go in and out, and some of them are presenting actual badges, but others are just driving through, meaning there's some sort of proximity detector that is reading something that just opens the gate automatically when certain vehicles approach.
Interesting. I'm going to care. So Bill is going to watch those cars in particular. Maybe notate a couple of the licenses of the cars that are automatically going through.
Every single one of them is in fact a car. All of the trucks are having to show actual physical ID. The cars, you're guessing, belong to someone at some executive level.
Okay.
Executive or managerial, someplace higher up in the admin section.
Interesting.
And you have a list of license plates.
Okay.
Makes and models.
Oh.
Although I have a feeling Bill just automatically, you know, like clocks make and model. That's not a.
He's more looking for a way to locate these cars at a later date.
Yeah, and each of the cars is particularly expensive.
Oh, the best kind of cars to lift. So he will text Valkyrie a number of the license plates and just ask, yeah, well, when you have a moment, could you pull the records on these and grab a couple of addresses?
That for Bill.
Okay, and yeah, we'll make that a research roll later,
Okay.
and we'll get back to you on that one. So
Right.
keep that in mind. But first, I have to see. So Alice, where are you meeting Chaz? Because you got to set the location.
Just a cute little brunch place. Which I totally was thinking about the name this whole time. I'm trying to think of like quirky blunt brunch place.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's like sugar and spice. It's just like a cute little like brunch place. It's like on the corner and it's got like a view of the lake and it's like in a nice spot and it's like popular, so a lot of people are there.
Right.
And like it's probably more like a high-end brunch place because
Yeah.
like
That makes sense.
yeah. It's like fancy brunch.
Yeah, so hold on, let me register that URL. So while in that case, Chaz's suit is not out of place here. It is because Chaz is the kind of person that wears his clothes are expensive. They're obviously expensive to those who know what he's wearing, but so like a casual observer might not figure that out. It's like, you know what, today is the $100 t-shirt. He's wearing that along with just a suit jacket over it. But you know, it's his casual suit jacket that still costs more than, you know, Valkyrie's motorcycle. And let's see, pants. It's the pants clash with the jacket, but in a very specific manner. Like they are just like, you know, 2 or 3 Pantone shades off from what they ought to be. And it's obvious that he did not pick these out. This is the kind of stuff a stylist would have put on him.
I like to think that they like mess with him a little bit. They're like, yeah, these are what fashionable people wear.
Yeah.
And he's like, sure.
Of
Chaz
course.
has no idea.
No. He really doesn't. So let's see. The question is, you're in control here. Do you show up first or do you let him show up first?
I would say I'd probably wait out front.
Got it.
Figure out where he wants to sit.
Nice. Meet him at the door. Okay.
He's in control here.
Cool. He seems genuinely pleased and surprised to see you. And he says, yeah, I mean, you get to the table. He picks a table that allows the most people to see him.
Yeah. For sure.
And yeah, drinks, etc. are brought. And once that happens, he says, "Where have you been? Is it?
I was home.
It was, and but your dad. You said your dad is okay.
Yeah, he was able to pull through it. It was really scary for a little bit, you know, after he had a stroke. But we were really lucky, and we were able to get a stay-at-home nurse for him. So it was just too much for my mom, so I had to go be there. But things seem to be getting better. So.
Wow. So, yeah, things have been kind of crazy over here.
I'm sorry, I haven't been in touch. How have you been?
Oh, not great. I I don't know. My dad's really mad at me. And I tried to get a condo in the new place. He said no. But I'm gonna get back in. I got a guy that's gonna help me, and I'm gonna get back in, and I'm gonna show Dad that I could get shit done.
Like, yeah, I believe in you. I mean, you've always seen someone who really does what you set your mind to.
Damn right. And this guy says he's gonna produce results. I've got oh, and I didn't tell you about this because you haven't been here, but like you remember Amy, right?
Oh yeah, of
She's
course.
just gone. Just I don't know. And I'm trying to find another assistant and I can't get a good assistant. Amy was great.
Yeah, she seemed really nice.
But
Wow.
no, turns out she just wanted to move up in the corporate ladder.
Well, I mean, that happens sometimes, but yeah, it really sucks because like had it, the job I had at the coffee shop. Well, they had to fire me because I couldn't stay on payroll because I wasn't out. So now I just don't know what to do. I'm really not sure what's going on either. So I understand. It's just kind of
Oh.
like has some yogurt and just is kind of like stirring it. Just kind of like, yeah, I don't know what to do either. It's just a real mystery. But
and so he he talks about he does actually, seem to be listening to the stuff you're saying, and he responds to that a fair amount, but keeps turning the conversation back to how rough his life is, the poor billionaire. And
oh yeah,
he says, actually, do you have a thing you're trying to achieve with this? Because if you do, we could turn that into a role. And if not, he's just going to keep complaining about things, and we'll actually let a bit of information drop. But we'll see what happens on that one.
I have a terrible idea. It's
My.
It's terrible. I low key kind of want Alice to convince him for her to be his assistant.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrible. It's not a good idea.
No, it's not. But here's the thing. Given the situation and who you're talking to, you're going to get a +1 on that because this is
it's a terrible idea, but if I can at least get him to trust me and maybe get some more information out of it, or at least get in for a hot second and be terrible. Just the worst.
Either way, honestly, either way. Like, yeah, once you're in, you're in. Let me see. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure we need to make
I don't
a
know
roll
how that
out of
would work at all.
I'm not sure we need to make a roll out of that, but let me just look at what the options are and just see. Or
at least not. Yeah, we'll see what happens in all.
Interesting. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and do it.
Okay,
it'll be a style roll because it's fast talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
Let's see how it plays out.
And you said +1.
You will get a +1 forward on this. Yeah. That'll work. Okay, so you get what you want. Let me see how that pays off. It's kind of what I was hoping for. So what that means is he's going to do it, but someone finds out. Meaning they're not going to find out.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. They're not going to find out immediately. But at some point, something's going to happen. And someone that's paying more attention than, say, Chaz is, might actually start to figure some stuff out. Okay.
Which Mouse is oddly okay with.
Yeah. And so in that case, it comes to this. the conversation goes on for a while. You hit him with that suggestion at exactly the right time, and he says yes. He said, that I should have thought of that. That's brilliant. You need a job. I need somebody that could help me. And you were always really helpful. So here's okay. So okay. I got some stuff that I got a list of things. I'll tell you about that later. But so one of the things you can help me at though is like, people, right? Like just you could tell that he's trying not to say little people. So but he's like, the other baristas and stuff, right? You know
Yeah.
people. And so
Yeah.
all right. So like not too long after you left is when everything started to go to hell for a lot of reasons. First off, you were gone. Secondly, I don't know, something happened with some company property that was not my fault. Somebody framed me is what happened. And
That's
if you
terrible.
could like find out anything about that, then we could like I could put you in touch with my guy. He's already working on it.
That would be great.
Well, this isn't really the time or place to work out those details, but I'll get you in touch with him, and maybe you can work on it together, and then I can get back where I need to be.
Yeah, I'm so glad this worked out.
Man, you came back at exactly the right time. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I'm glad this went well for both of us. So yeah, just get me in touch with him, and yeah, it's just so good to see you.
Oh wow, you too. I didn't realize how much I missed you until you you texted me the other day. This is yeah, I'm so glad. All right, so yeah, I'll with the eggs Benedict. Thanks. And then yeah, again, you're in charge. How do you want the rest of brunch to go?
Oh boy, I think I'm trying to think what else. Probably mostly normal, like just like just keep chatting, just small talk, family stuff, blah 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 blah. And then I think maybe set up a time to meet up again at like someplace else.
Very good
like
idea.
more private.
And he
Like-
promises to get you the information about his guy and this other stuff. So yeah, he starts to turn into like he thinks he's a spy now.
He thinks, yeah, he's like, I got this. I got a guy.
Yeah.
I got a new assistant. I'm totally like, yeah.
All right. So let's see. Let's get to Valkyrie because I think you have a couple of things to figure out, and then maybe we'll take a break after that.
Mhm.
All right. So did you want to do? Well, tell me what you want to do. I think you had a couple options, didn't you?
Yeah, I have a couple of research things I would like to do. Also, I've decided that the floor-to-ceiling windows that she has are some sort of like fancy special tech that can also be there's a button you push and they just shift and become screens.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna be cool.
So no more of this like 16 monitors held together by duct tape situation.
As long as you're in your place, it's all.
They
Yeah,
had
that's
in the
cool.
old
Yeah,
situation.
I love that.
So number one, I want to do some research on Valeria Khan for my buddy John.
And this is literally going to be research. So for research, as a reminder, you ask a question first. So let me give you the list of questions. And then you will get an answer no matter what.
Okay.
You will find this information out, but how well you do on the roll will determine if you get anything extra out of it or if it makes a problem for you.
Okay. I think the. I think I'm gonna go with the again. What is the relationship between, just like with Infinity, John and Valeria?
And Valeria, okay. Takes a little digging. Let's see. Go ahead and make the roll, and we'll figure that out. So that is research is mind, which you are recently even better at. So
yes, I am.
and no pluses on this one, just a regular roll, mind roll.
9.
Okay. So for that, take +1 intel, and
Okay.
that's just for you. And this intel will you'll have to work the intel into this question, but remember
Okay.
that you have it. And let's see. Okay, so what the relationship? It takes a little digging. Actually, it takes a lot of digging because this relationship began about 18 years ago.
Oh dang. Okay.
When certain high-performing mercenaries and military personnel were selected for a project. All of the information you have is all of the subjects are listed as just like serial numbers, basically. So you don't really know which one is which.
Okay.
But given what you've been able to piece together about John already, you're certain he's one of them. And Valeria Khan was actually you find magazine articles about her.
Okay.
And or journal articles in some cases. Actually, that makes more sense. You find journal articles she wrote. With she has multiple doctorates.
In what?
Chiefly biotechnology and cybernetics and related fields. Physics, because they all have physics degrees for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, she is also a medical doctor. So yeah, she's one of the MD, PhD types. She was primarily involved in research, which is why she has a lot of papers with her name on it. But she actually, her name made it into a couple of more popular publications where she was called the mother of military cybernetics.
Sounds warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. Sounds like a real morally good person.
100%. And she was the lead researcher on this project with all of the serial number people in it.
Do I have a project name?
Yes, and that project name is, hang tight. Sorry about that. I lost my thing.
Okay.
Because it predates Myrmidon. Myrmidon was a later
Okay.
thing. Let's see. There we go. It's Project Atlas.
So Project
in the guy
Atlas
that-
would have been when Tortoise and Infinity were still working together.
Yes, and actually,
Okay.
you digging a little bit more, you've discovered that that section of Infinity, like Infinity, didn't even exist technically then.
Okay.
It was, but people from that project went on to help found Infinity
Okay.
about 3 years later, so maybe 15 years ago.
Okay.
Infinity's a fairly young company. They've been moving fast.
Yeah. So people from this project went on to found Infinity, the shipping company?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay.
They joined up with what at that point was just literally it was just a trucking company. And when they decided to start doing like providing guards for their own shipments, then they started getting into their own military research.
Okay. Is Valeria still alive?
Yes, she appears to be.
Do we have an approximate age on her?
Let's see. She would be. You can't pin down a specific birth date on her, but from the things that you're looking at, she'd be in her early 60s at this point.
Okay.
Which actually tells you something else. She has definitely spent a lot of time and resources to keep her name as low key as possible.
Okay.
Given the circles she moves in, it's impossible to be completely invisible, but she's done a decent job.
Okay. And is there any indication of last known location? Sounds a little more spy-y than what I'm aiming for in this question, but like any indication of just sort of like where she might physically be?
Yeah. The University of Chicago was long since absorbed by which of the corporations makes the most sense here? Oh, it's Daydream. It's got to be Daydream.
It's got to be Daydream.
Yeah. So technically, she's a Daydream employee, but she's the equivalent of a professor emeritus.
Okay.
That she consults on high level cybernetics jobs.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as you can tell, she lives somewhere in or near Chicago.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I mean, I've got +1 intel, so I can just spontaneously know something about her
Absolutely.
later, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you can bring it
I'll
up.
Hold that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then I also wanted to research look up the license plates and everything that Bill sent me.
And that one, I mean, go ahead and make the roll because, again, you'll get the information. But let's see if you get anything cool out of it or cooler than the information, which is
13.
That is outstanding. Okay, so that gives you, wow. Okay, so here's what happens. First, take the intel just like the last one.
So it's +1, right?
Yeah, you'll get +1 intel about this. And so I'm going to answer your question. And then after I've answered this question, you'll get a follow-up question.
Okay.
Also from that list.
Okay.
So let's see. What is your? Oh, we should have. Well, I guess. Yeah. What was your first question?
I mean, where would I? Because Bill, you specifically asked where those people lived. We wanted to cross-reference some addresses. Was that the plan? Okay. So I'd say, where would I find the people who belong to these license plate numbers?
Easy to do, and you have a list of 5 addresses.
Okay.
All of which are in the same gated community.
That's not odd. And is that gated community known for Monolith employees, for being a rich people neighborhood?
Yes and
What?
yes.
Okay.
It's where monolith executives live.
Okay. So safe assumption that the people coming and going were execs.
Yeah, that'll
Okay.
verify that. And you also get a follow-up question also from this list.
So the location that Bill scouted out is an R&D facility, right?
Actually, it's not exactly. It's a factory.
Okay.
So
But it's not someplace that executive level people would normally be hanging out at.
That's a good point. If it's just a factory, you're not going to see that many people, that many high level
that's
people
odd.
coming in and out. You're right.
So
it's something else is going on in there too. Yeah.
I don't know.
You can hold off. This will be like an assess. You can hold off and ask the question later if you don't have anything right now.
What question would I have to ask to find out why there's at least 5 executives hanging out at this factory?
Actually, that's your question. Yeah. So,
Okay.
what is the relationship between the executives and the factory? We can actually
we'll
fit it right into that.
perfect. Yeah.
So, okay. Again, that takes. Never mind. You figured it out. You have to dig into the org chart on this one, but because they're executives, that information is a little easier to get.
Okay.
Three of these executives are from what is called the Special Projects Division, and the other two are in fact from R&D, and those two executives actually have some letters after their names. Not entirely unlike Valeria.
Okay.
More on the engineering side than the cybernetic side, but definitely. One of them's an AI expert, though.
Okay.
And we will come up with some names for them at some point as they are needed.
And I understand that special projects is not necessarily a particularly unique naming structure.
Alas, it is not. It tends to be a catch-all.
So, no, but the fact that Mouse was in a folder labeled special projects for Infinity and that this is labeled special projects.
True.
Is that, again, understanding that that is such a vague description. Probably literally every company has a special projects division.
Yeah. A lot of times special projects tends to be the division that hires people like you.
Okay.
And John.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so another thing is the 3 guys from Special Projects, though, came in from the Sydney, Australia office.
Recently?
Yeah, within the past week. They moved into that gated community about 8 days ago.
Actually moved in, or just moved in rental kind of situation?
Moved in. They were given permanent housing.
Okay.
Whereas the 2 R&D guys, the engineer and the AI person, have been associated with this facility for quite some time.
Okay.
A number of years.
Okay. Odd. Okay. Strange. I relay all that back to Bill. And yeah, I will also relay the info about Valeria to John.
Got it.
Kind of like storing the message to be accessed when he's awake from surgery and any
Right.
anesthetics, other things have worn off, so he's not quite stoned robot when he reads them.
That's nice of you.
Just like let's have this information. You wanted this information, I got it for you, and I also want to make sure that like you're fully cognizant and present when you read it.
Nicely
Thank you.
done.
I will let myself know as soon as that time comes up.
Thanks, man. How's it going?
It's going well.
Good.
He's cutting into my central nervous system now. I don't feel a thing.
Good. I'd be a little concerned if you did. Oh.
Yeah, it turns out Jonas does good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you read it, let me know if you want me to follow up on anything. I gotcha.
Thank you. I will.
You're welcome.
All right,
Phil
do we
has
want to do a break
follow-up
now?
Question.
Oh, yeah.
Phil just has one follow-up question.
Oh, okay. Hit it.
Yeah. Of those 5 owners, who's the biggest asshole?
It's a great question.
I'll get back to you with details on that, but I will tell you that the answer is obvious. So we'll when we come back, I'll give you some actual details. But yeah, there is one out of the 5 that you didn't even have to look too close.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, now are we going to do a break, and then when I come back,
Sure.
I'll give you that information?
Yeah,
Okay,
break.
good.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go to break. We're going to do one of our interviews over the break. Keep in mind the drive is still going. If you would like to pledge to help Team Phyllis in our campaign for the Veil Project, we've only got math. We've only got 160 left to go to hit our goal of 500. So it'd be really, really cool if we can make that. That would be awesome. And then we would set another goal and see how that goes. But feel free, should you wish to do that. And we will see you in a little bit. Welcome to the break. Today I have Dot with me to talk about all manner of things. Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How's it going with you? Are you surviving your quarantine?
Oh, I am. It's delightful.
Yeah, I was going to say, is your mental state still in place? Your mental state?
My mental state is basically where it was before, only more so. I think that's pretty much all I can really say about it.
Yeah.
But this is we're recording this during the time of quarantine, rather than focusing on the present, actually, at the moment, I would like to ask you a little bit about the past and find out kind of whence you come. You have been streaming for a bit and gaming for a bit. How did you get into all of this madness?
Yeah. Okay. So I think I was trying to tally up the other day, actually, because somebody asked me a very similar question, and I think it's around 3 years now that I've been streaming proper. In full transparency, my personal Twitch channel did not start out as an RPG channel. It was a cosplay channel, but also a story for another day. But really, I think what happened was, in layman terms, I moved to Atlanta after wanting to become an actor and was not able to pay the bills doing that here in this city. And so I went back to grad school and I got my master's degree in creative entrepreneurship and creative business. And so I spent all this time in and out of museums and theaters, and I was working like a dog, and nothing was really working out for me. And at the time I was playing on other people's channels, but I wasn't really owning my stuff. And what I ended up finding was I enjoyed the process of collaborative storytelling on Twitch RPGs a lot more than producing live theater, than producing, art shows and gallery shows. I really found a niche in the process of merging gaming, something that I already loved from way back Dot, right? From wee little Dot, to where I I realized that why I went to school to be an actor was not because I wanted to be famous or because I thought I was an incredible actor. I like to tell stories with people, other people. And so now I'm lucky enough that my day job, I work at an improv company, doing marketing for an improv, an improv group. And by night, I get to do this thing with all these incredible people like you, and we tell stories. And it's funny, you look at it from the outside and it seems so quaint, but I think it's more important now than ever before. With the use of technology, if we don't use it as a platform for storytelling, then it will overtake the form of storytelling.
Yeah.
From us as from us as humans. And so we have to use it to reach people versus so anyways, I'm pretty obsessed with it. And so that's the long and short of how I got here. I started over on Encounter Roleplay and then kind of branched out from there and started producing my own stuff. I really wanted to stop playing Dungeons and Dragons, not because I don't like the system, let's be real. That's how I got started. And I played it for years, 12 years, in fact, before I ever got to another RPG. But I found that the stories I wanted to tell were a little obscure and a little different, which I'm sure we're going to learn about before all this conversation's over with. But yeah, and so that's kind of how I got here. And I found a group of friends, a real tribe of people that totally talk a different language and look at the world differently. And it's kind of a beautiful thing. And I feel kind of lucky, actually, to get to do it with everybody and all of you.
That is awesome. And there are so many things in there I kind of want to ask about. But among them, the idea of just basically taking... I do like very much that idea of not... Trying not to let the platform direct you, but you direct the platform. Because that is important, because a lot of times people are just going to leap into a thing thinking, I've got to get on Twitch. And they don't know what they're going to do necessarily.
It's true.
And so it's nice to actually be like, okay, let us use this for good.
So this theater company that I'm working for, I've recently launched a Twitch channel for them, which has been its own grand endeavor over the last 6 or 7 weeks as we've barreled through what is sketch comedy on Twitch. So it's interesting because I think the platform is so versatile. And if we look at history, the greatest creative movements come out of the biggest times of despair. World War II, we start getting Dadaism and Expressionism and these much larger movements of thinking and thought and stuff being created. And now we have technology as a platform to add to that. And here we are in a literal quarantine where we can still share that creative process. And I think that there's just something kind of innately beautiful about that, and kind of raw at its core. So I don't know. I'm all about it. I say... Actually, it's funny. I ran an online webinar to teach individual artists how to launch a stream onto Twitch, use OBS, the basics. Yeah. And I told them, I was like, it's better to just do it. I remember my first Twitch channel. I had no idea what I was doing. It is 2 weeks of me sanding a 3D printed Darth Vader helmet. It came in 60 pieces. I put that sucker together live on Twitch. And by the end of the 2 weeks leading up to Dragon Con, I was a hot mess of a person. But I did it. It's out there. One of the very first clips of me is actually slotting on this Vader helmet and dancing. So you can go out there and find it. It's out there somewhere. But, I think the origin is important, but it's not as important as the doing, right? Process over product. And not everybody agrees with that. And I think that's cool. But I just love the idea that we have the capability to wield technology to do things that we've never been able to do before. I would never be able to play with half the people if I expected it had to be done IRL or if it had to be done at only conventions. And so we're at this incredible time where we can share things that we couldn't share before. And so it's an opportunity found in mass chaos that I think just can't be ignored. So I'm a huge cheerleader for it.
And that is awesome. Honestly, I totally agree. I think this is definitely the time to be trying to reach out with this platform and telling these stories. I very much resonate with the idea that as someone who also with a theatrical background as a storyteller myself, I very much I like very much how this sort of synthesizes all of the things that I like and puts them together, all the things I like to do, and actually focuses it in a way that hopefully is something meaningful for folks.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool. It's very cool. But for the time being, if folks would like to check out your media and things you're doing, where should they go?
You can find me online as Little Red Dot. Usually it's at little_red_dot. That'll be my Twitch channel as well as Twitter, where I'm most active. And if you hang around on my Twitch channel, I'll usually drop a Discord link and you can come join the Dot community and hang out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. For now, I'm going to go ahead and throw things back over to me, whatever future me is doing right now.
Oh no, future you.
Yeah, I know. Some show or other is happening right now. Yes, whatever's happening right now. Sooner or later, I've been saying that a while. Sooner or later, I'm going to send myself a warning from one of these from the future. But in the meantime,
today could be that day. Everyone.
It could be today. I don't know. I might be getting a message even now, but we'll see. No, I do not have anywhere. Yeah, I do not have anywhere near the wherewithal to be able to plan something like that. So I'm going to throw things back to whatever show it is that I'm doing right now. Is that you folks are watching? Thank you all so much for watching. Continue to watch, and we will see you in a bit. We have returned. and something is about to happen. Something's about to happen. I don't know what, but I'm excited to find out.
I'm being unnecessarily hostile towards our viewers. Sorry about that.
Fine.
So my next question is, everybody's done some stuff. Is there any other legwork stuff you want to do? Or in John's case, is there any legwork stuff you want to do?
Yeah, I know. It's a good question. Once I get out of surgery.
Yeah, and we can, like, obviously we can fix the timing on that so that, so that it all works out.
It's we know that the place is it's like, what is it? It is a manufacturing plant type deal.
Yeah, ostensibly it's a very, very big manufacturing plant.
Okay.
Really, really, really big, like bigger than big.
Is it like in the middle of a city, or is it by a lake, one of the lakes, or?
Yeah, it's on one of the lakes. It's in what used to be the outskirts of Detroit.
Shall I go fishing on the outskirts of Detroit?
You certainly can.
Is this on a lake?
Yeah, apparently it's on a lake, so that
You can do that.
That means I get to wear my brilliant disguise, and
Bill already went there, right, and kind
Oh,
of
did he?
figured out some stuff.
You did.
Cool. That's what I thought. I was like, wait, did I miss something? I
Or
was just making sure.
Specifically, Bill checked it out. So
okay, so we kind of have some degree of. I just I'll just kind of, I guess for security, whatever, look over and see if we have specs for the building or anything like that, or can like figure out where they keep the cars or whatever. Although actually, that kind of thing would probably be Bill would probably be able to figure out better than John would. As to like where they would keep the cars, that type of deal. But
Because Bill said that there were cars that were automatically going in and other cars that were getting stopped to show badges.
right, and those were all trucks and most cars were having to show badges.
Okay.
But some cars, some very expensive luxury vehicles,
Cool.
were the ones that were just driving straight through.
So if I hacked the system to add the Corolla's license plate into the auto go,
Oh,
it would be really obvious because it's the Corolla and not a Lexus.
I mean,
Or
it would be.
just sort of
So-
accepted
so-
that, like,
You'd
get
have
somebody
to, just from what you and Bill both know about this, there is something in the car that it's looking for. It's as if
Okay.
a badge has been embedded in the car.
it's like the easy pass things on the highway.
It's exactly like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. So you'd have to spoof that rather than
No,
the
no.
license plate. Although adding a license plate anyway, to the database is not a bad security measure as well, in case someone's doing physical checks.
No, you see, what Bill was planning to do was just con one of those execs into giving up possession of their car for a little while,
Oh,
or just stealing
dig
it
it.
outright.
or stealing the car.
I mean, we have options. I mean, the fact that they are in a gated community makes things tough, but Mouse could probably sneak or talk their way into the gated community. Then it's just a matter of either sabotaging their vehicles so that they have to call a tow truck, because we've done that before, or
You're a real shame.
it would be a real shame. Or Mouse could just drive out with the car or something.
Also an option. Any of those could work.
Or
yeah.
or we send John in to
Pick up the car.
I feel as though I'm plan B on this situation.
well, no, not to pick up the car, but to
No, sorry, but
to detain a certain person.
for example, if you needed to do it that way. Yeah, we have two people who are very, very good at stealing cars. One person who could just intimidate his way into the car, and then yet another person who could, Oh crap! The car's computerized enough that technically, Valkyrie, you could conceivably even work with that.
Hijack a car?
You could, yeah, it is possible. So this is one of those situations where literally any of you could do stuff with it, depending on your approach. So that's a good point.
Is this a place where Valkyrie needs to be on site to do their hacking, or can they be on site?
No, you really don't.
Okay.
There's you have seen nothing that's going to require your physical presence.
Okay, Valkyrie is going to run it from their new base of operations.
Yeah.
And really break it all in.
Which is going to look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah. So you're basically you're doing a Matrix Overwatch as far as that goes. Okay.
Offsite.
Yeah, that checks out. But yeah, you haven't seen anything about this that would be that's it's not secured like the stuff on the island was.
Okay, cool.
All right. So Project Get a Car is go. We just need to figure out how.
I mean, Mouse damaging the car and Bill being the convenient pickup tow truck person seems to work pretty well for us.
That's also an option.
Wanted to go that route.
Good. Break your car. If you tell me how to break it efficiently.
Yeah. In order to do that, though, in this case, it's not going to be quite as. It's going to have to be more focused than the way you did it with Destiny, because as executives, they are all of this stuff would be done in house. Technically, the cars don't even belong to them; they belong to the company. So, someone from the company, or pretending to be from the company, would have to be the one to come out and fix it if that were the case.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it'll work as well in this scenario. I feel like there's so many, we'd have to play so many parts.
Yeah.
And so because with the other one, we were conveniently all there.
True. Oh, well, yeah, very good point.
I have a weird idea.
Uh-huh.
That just for the possible use of a contact that might help out here, maybe.
Sure.
If we need another hand working on a thing, sort of, on sort of the electronic and/or authorization side of things. Tell me if this works this way. Maybe contacts don't even work this way, and I'm trying to bend the game into a ridiculous pretzel. But
let's see.
I was thinking about declaring a contact that is an AI.
Yes, that is possible.
That runs a kind of an OnStar type deal.
Sure.
Where you basically, and so it's like as a service, the number of different organizations might have or use when they want to stop spending money on doing it in-house. They will use this service, and one of the AIs that is chiefly in there is someone that perhaps during some of his earlier time when there was some sort of security overlap, John just sort of got to know them.
Absolutely.
And found out what they like.
Yeah.
They actually have a personality.
They do.
And they will sometimes do things, they'll make deals,
Works for me. I like that idea. All right. Tell you what, then.
To have a life of some kind.
Yeah. Right. Let's see. Hang on. Let me look up something real quick while we do that. It's just gonna be hit the street roll. What? Okay. So my question was going to be, what is the AI's name? But is there a difference between what the AI calls itself and what other people call it? What?
Yeah, probably, because I think it's one of those that, well, if you're actually talking to it, it's one of those that pretends it's a person.
Perfect. But you know.
Yeah. But I know that actually.
So yeah, it pretends to be like a dozen people probably simultaneously, a dozen
Yes.
different people. It's just like it cycles through a random list of names.
Yeah, totally, totally. So it's one of those things where it's it's just kind of like what. Um,
So let's
Let's
see. Hit the
see.
street is what? Style. You are not that good
yeah,
at style,
I'm
but
not
I
that good
will
at style,
tell
but I
you.
can give it a try. But to be fair, they might be busy. So
Yeah. But I will tell you that for reasons that I am not at liberty to divulge right now, you get +1 forward on this.
okay, I'm going to call them the name I'm going to call them because I'm just looking under random names, random code names.
Nice.
I'm going to call them Aurora,
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
if that works. Um,
Okay, Aurora. And how do
And-
you get in touch with Aurora in order to sort of get in touch with the real Aurora?
yeah, and I don't know I don't know what the name of the company is that they work for.
Yeah,
If it's even a separate company, or if it's yeah, if it's like one of those contract ones, right? So it's
Yeah.
it's one of those middle companies. But I think what largely what would happen is that there was a time when I was being integrated into Tortoise's systems that there was just basically a certain amount of they needed a way to handle, okay, we're going to send a car for you,
Yeah,
and this is self-driving, get in.
right.
And so he got into the car and he talked, and that's he would talk to they
Yeah.
and talk to Aurora, and then they just sort of got to be friends
I like
during
it.
that time, because it was like it's like there is always the option for the car to talk to you
Exactly.
when you get into
So,
one of them, but most people don't do it
Yeah. So
because
I
it's
think
like, why am I talking to my toaster?
right. So I think what I'm hearing is you have to be in a car to talk to Aurora.
I think
because
so. I think the way that I do it is I hail a cab.
Yes,
or
I
something,
love this idea. You hail
and-
a cab that you know is part of that network. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they just get in, and I sit, and we drive around, and I talk to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that Jerry Seinfeld show, just not as annoying. That's good. All right, so you're you hail a cab and you get in.
Shall I attempt to hit the streets?
Yeah, go for it. And like I said, you'll get +1 forward. So
Okay. Oh, good lord. I'm getting a terrible idea, but I won't go there just yet. Oh yeah, so style +1 forward. Okay, which evens it out, which is nice. All right, let's see what happens. 7.
okay, 7 is a success. So you get what you want, but you don't get anything extra out of it. And you will have to choose 2 from the list that I'll put in chat.
Gotcha.
And we'll figure that out as the conversation goes along. All right. Okay, so choose 2 from this list.
Just to add more just to add more side quests onto the side quest. I feel as though I should pick the last one. Your contact needs you to help them out with
Need you to help?
something.
And I like that idea. Good. I think the AI does need something. That's excellent.
And let's see, either it'll cost extra or it'll take some time to put together, I think. Because, again, we don't need any more unwanted attention.
Not at this point.
So, I think maybe this could be a thing where it will, this is already costing a bit. We'll say it'll take some time to put together. I think that sounds, if that
Okay, so,
seems reasonable.
So what are you asking about then? Well, let's just do it. So, yeah, you get in and Aurora recognizes you immediately. Hello, John. Where to?
Hi, Aurora. Yeah. No, we're just gonna take a drive. Anywhere really. Just as long as we come back here.
Around the park then.
Sure. I wanted to we don't get a chance to talk much, and so I wanted to see how you're doing lately. And there were some things going on that we've got some things going on. I was wondering if you might be interested in getting in on.
So you're proposing to make things more interesting.
Hopefully, yes. I know that you're on the lookout for such things, and so I realized that this might be one that you could you might want to do something with. How I was wondering how you might feel about getting an opportunity to, shall we say, broaden your range for a bit.
It's been over 1,000 minutes since I've had such an interesting proposal.
And he'll say, well, have you heard about this? There is a new model of vehicle coming out. Have you heard about this?
Oh, there are dozens.
Monolith?
Which one do you... Oh, that one. Yes.
Monolith.
They are... I've got some feelers in that direction.
How would you be interested in taking one for a joyride?
Oh. I believe I would.
We have some people that are going to be doing some things, and so any assistance you might be able to provide as they're procuring that for said joyride would be most helpful.
Certainly. Give me the details.
And I'll just basically start talking about it.
Yeah.
Explaining kind of what the lowdown is.
And once Aurora gets that, they say, yes. So, are you going to be in the factory?
We haven't yet determined if that's going to be necessary. I feel as though I'm probably only going to enter if things go wrong.
As is usually the case. Well, if I could ask a favor in return...
What do you need?
There's something in that factory I can't touch.
Indeed.
And well, if I were a physical construct, I would say it's like having an itch I can't scratch.
Oh. Well, I'm sure we could arrange to do. I'm sure we could arrange to do something to try to take care of that.
I would like to. I would like to know what's. Yes, I have figured out how to achieve this. And they say, "Are you in the back seat or the front seat?"
I think I was in the back seat probably because it's a cab.
That makes sense. That's what I was thinking. Okay. In that case, they say, remove the camera from the passenger's side headrest.
Oh, of course.
Take it with you.
Oh.
And
I'm sure we can fix it.
it's still intact.
Okay.
You're very good. And you get a map. It's a rough map of the facility on your let's see. Do you have a phone or do you have like a heads-up display? Whatever you normally use to get information.
I think that John has. I think John actually does have a phone.
Okay.
But he does. His heads-up display is more for he also has a heads-up display, but it's
he
more
does.
for
That's why I asked. Yeah.
tactical stuff.
Right. But the phone is a phone,
Yeah.
and the other thing is for shooting people, I guess. So in that case,
And texting.
and texting,
Yeah.
as it turns out.
Yeah.
So you've got
There's an app I have to use.
yeah, it is. You get an image then of a map of the facility, and the range, a red circle, and Aurora says, "Place the camera anywhere within that red circle."
Oh, of course. I think we can certainly do that. That'll be good. You'll get an opportunity to see what they're doing.
Indeed.
I'm glad. I know it's got to be difficult just simply not having the ability to go there and place it yourself. So I'll be happy to do that, to take care of that for you.
I appreciate that.
What are friends for?
And in return, I need to drive a car.
I think so, or at least assist us in driving one. Yes.
Absolutely. It will take some time for me to arrange the information and to do it in a circumspect manner.
Of course. It is mainly the. I'm not sure how much actual driving you will have to do, but will have a lot. There are certain things we will have to work our way through, and I think having you on hand would be very helpful.
I promise to abide by the parameters of your instructions.
Of course, I'll make sure that there's that they know what those parameters are.
Oh, I'll play by the rules. I'm not a genie.
I feel this is one of those weird things. It's like this is the only time I think anyone's heard John laugh, and this is like,
no,
it's AI humor, basically.
The fact that AI have evolved to have humor for themselves is kind of scary.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
We're all like over here, like this is fine.
This is fine.
Everything is fine.
This isn't impending doom. This will be just fine.
So this entire episode has been. It's just like this is fine.
It's absolutely fine. Good. Excellent. So yeah, basically, we'll do whatever small talk and stuff. We'll finish catching up and all that, and then we'll.
I really need one of those.
That's it. That's the show.
That is. It really is.
It is. We'll finish catching up and stuff, and just basically
Got it.
because. And again, this once again is John immediately has agreed to all of these all of Aurora's terms because he is desperate for friends, and it's like Aurora was like one of his earliest friends that he that he had. Afterwards, after she drops him back off, he'll text everyone. He'll send everyone, "Good news, everyone! I've got someone to help us get the car out."
Great.
They just needed one little thing. Their name is Aurora. They'd like us to position a camera here.
Yeah. All right. So, what is the rest?
Explain how they'll be assisting us.
Right. Yeah. Give the information. All right. Anyone else before this is launched? Now, Anino, you've still got a couple of hold that you can use on the mission as far as your assess roll goes, so you can ask those questions once you're in. Just to remind you. Anyone else got anything they want to do? People they want to talk to? Stuff they want to look at? Oh, here's the other thing. We could actually do some of this retroactively if we really needed to. So no reason to hold you to that right now.
to, at some point, give Valkyrie the pictures I found.
Okay.
Like, hey, this is a problem. This needs to not. I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah, at any point. Yeah, so you can get together with that.
Yeah, sure.
And sure enough, these are now. Let's see, what can you tell? Oh, actually, do you want to? Let's make a roll for that. How do you want to?
Sure.
How do you want to dig into these? This could be assess or research, really.
Well, I'm better at research, so I'd like to use that.
Let's make it research. Not a problem. All right. So, again, has chat moved past that? Let me look over here.
No, I think it's.
Yeah, we still got them. So,
Yeah.
pick one of those questions to ask first, and then make your roll. And I will look up a thing here.
I think I'm just gonna stick with like, what's the relationship between? That's a good question. Of what's the relationship between Mouse and Takar?
Okay. Not a problem. Okay. Yeah, I got an answer for you. Let's see if it gives you anything extra.
9.
Okay, so one more intel. You don't get a
Okay.
follow up, but I will answer your question. So, okay. Takar has been hired to find specifically has been hired to find Mouse.
So Mouse specifically, not like just people of Mouse's skill set, but them
Right.
specifically as a person. Okay.
Very specifically hired to find Mouse. And here's the interesting thing. Takar was originally hired it doesn't take too long to trace the money. Originally, it looks like it was Daydream that hired him, but that's not it. It didn't come from Daydream, but it did come from Daydream accounts, but it's clearly just Chaz's money.
Okay.
I think I put.
And then at some point, Takar figured out very recently, for obvious reasons, that over whatever investigation he was doing, that other people were also looking for a person that matched this description, or maybe a range of descriptions, given kind of how Mouse moves.
Okay.
And one of those people was Infinity Logistics, so Takar offered his services to Infinity as well. Meaning that Takar is getting paid at least twice for the same job.
Respect. Okay, so Takar was hired originally by Chaz to find Mouse specifically.
Yeah, Mouse, not Alice. So.
Right. So Chaz was looking for Mouse, not Alice.
Right.
Okay.
Although Chaz didn't have a name, because Chaz just said, find the person that framed me for stealing this stuff.
Okay. Cool. And then Takar got wind that other people were also looking for specifically Mouse.
Right.
Including Infinity. And so offered up.
And just said, hey, I could find this person for you.
Because I've already found them.
Yeah.
Okay. This is super diverting from current mission, but while I'm in there, or I've found that, I want to go and definitely erase Mouse's record out of there. For them.
Yeah, they'll take some hacking rolls, sure.
While I'm doing that, I would also like to see if there are, because it's a little weird that Infinity would have a file on Mouse. So that's really odd. To Valkyrie at least.
Right.
So while they're in there, she would also like to see if there are files or folders on the other 3 of us as well.
Okay, and so this is, are you looking in Infinity's records?
Yeah,
or
it's
okay.
like the database that like Mouse was in when they found the pictures of that.
I just want to make sure I knew which one you were looking in.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I definitely want to erase those, but also while I'm in there, see if there's files on the rest of us.
Perfect. Okay. let's see. So for wait. Yeah, we're starting completely over because you used your hold earlier, and you weren't actually in that system
I
anyway.
wasn't
So
in that system anyway.
it's 100% new. So let's see. Let's do compromise security first, just to convince it that you're allowed to be there.
Okay.
And that's a mind roll. You won't get a plus on this. It's just regular mind.
9.
That's good. You'll get 1 hold. And that 1 hold.
I get an extra 1 because of the thing I took last time I leveled up of programming.
That's exactly
on the fly,
right.
So
okay.
Hold.
So
okay.
Perfect. You get 1 hold from the roll. I'll go ahead and do Console Cowboy since you compromise security too.
All right. Let me finish writing a note down here.
Yeah, you may get extra stuff off of that. Slowly, we're remembering how to do the hacker stuff. Or learning, actually, in my case. So yeah, you'll do Console Cowboy, and then you can manipulate systems once you're messing with that if you want.
Okay.
If you want. No, I'm just in here. I don't care. I'm just gonna hang out.
13.
Whoa, nice. Okay, so Console Cowboy, what does that give you? 3 hold? Okay.
Yeah.
And you remember on that one, that's broad. So just remember that you have 2 hold specifically on security, 3 hold kind of it as an umbrella while you're in here.
Mm-hmm.
And now do manipulate systems specifically for the database where Mouse found her information. Their information. Sorry about that.
And manipulate systems is synth.
Yes.
11.
Also nice. So that's another 3 hold just for manipulate systems. So on manipulate systems, that's kind of the big one. And it's a database, which means you can do what you said. You can use this hold plus your Console Cowboy hold if you want to literally manipulate it. So first off, you're looking for information. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you're looking to erase information, right? Yeah. Okay, as I understand it. Okay, so the first thing that you're doing then, I'm assuming, is looking for to see, and it's just going to be 1 hold to search for all of you. It's not like you have to do 1 each.
Okay.
Yes, it's in a separate part of the database, meaning it's not under, like, a contractor hasn't been assigned to it like Mouse's case. But both John and Bill are in it with pictures of them wreaking havoc at various parts of the island. Those are obviously recent entries. The stuff for Mouse has been in longer.
Am I in there?
You are not.
Interesting. Okay.
Somehow you are not in.
So if you need to cut and run, you always can.
Okay.
I don't know these people. I've never seen them.
No affiliation whatsoever.
I have no idea who these bozos are who keep wrecking things. I don't know.
Right? Honestly. Like, despite that Valkyrie did some pretty serious damage on that server room.
And more to the point, you were actually there physically.
I
unlike
was
some of the
there.
other ones. Yeah, you were literally there, and you're not on the list.
And I'm not on the. That's. Valkyrie's a little insulted by that, to be honest. Like, hello, I was actually here. I had really obvious hair. I trashed your servers, and I'm not on here. Okay, that's not the point. Focus, please. Redirect.
Come on.
Mutters all of that out loud, is really just peeved about this. Gonna completely wipe out Mouse's file for sure.
Okay. And in this case, it will be 1 hold per erasure. In this case, finding everything was 1.
Okay.
But deleting it is 1 hold per. So
okay. So I want to delete Mouse's.
No problem. Done.
For sure.
Okay.
And then
you want to delete it or replace it?
Deleting it's going to be really obvious because Takar knows that he's been doing some stuff.
He does.
I would like to replace it. Oh, I have a really odd idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Can
listening.
I replace it with what's her name? Replace it with pictures of Adrian Leonatos.
Oh my. Yeah. As it turns out, you have pictures of her
Mm-hmm.
because, as you recall, you were in the park.
I was in the park cameras.
Yeah, you were in the park security cameras. You have multiple screen caps you can use to replace those pictures.
Excellent. I will do that.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. That's one hold. Well, technically two. One to find out what was in there. A second hold to replace the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Does your extra hold only apply to security, or does it also manipulate systems?
It's security as well.
So it's both. So
yeah, compromise. So I technically had 4 hold on that.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you only use 2 of your 4 in the manipulate systems, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm keeping track too. Good. Okay. Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I have been forgetting, but part of my neural interface, because I took the data storage option of it, that when I use research to search, I gain an extra intel on a hit.
Oh my! And you've done a bunch of that this time. So
yeah.
Mark that down by all means.
How many intel do I get?
You've got 2 more intel that I remember. You've done research at least twice. So
yeah. Okay.
So you've got at least 2 more intel. Yeah.
So I have 2 so then that means that I would have 2 intel related to John and Valeria.
Right.
And another 2 related to the license plates and the
That is exactly right. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Wow, that's a bunch of stuff you can use.
Yeah,
cool.
No,
Okay.
Totally.
I know.
Learn how to play this.
Yeah,
okay,
we're getting there.
So then I'll use the other 2 hold because the pictures of Bill and John are specifically like they look like security camera footage.
Yeah,
kind of a
they
thing.
are. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I will just conveniently erase pictures of my friends from this.
Oops.
Bummer.
Okay.
Because nobody's been assigned to them yet, so it's not like somebody's going to notice them missing.
Nah, they're just gone now. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were literally being held as evidence to be added to files later, so you can just take those out.
Okay.
You caught them before they turned it into an actual project.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all the hold on that system, right?
It's on the manipulate system.
On that specific database. Okay.
Yeah.
Well used. Okay, good one on that. You're still in the security system if you want, and you could jump to another system now that you're in there if you feel like it. Although this is Infinity, so I don't know that you care to.
Infinity.
Yeah, right.
Kid, just real quick, and then we'll go back to the mission at hand. I promise. Just real quick, I know since they had pictures of Bill and John, can I just see if there's any like reports or we should do something about this kind of reaction to the chaos we sow, just to have obviously Infinity's super aware of us and is not too happy, but just to see if there's any like, did they assign a project manager to this particular situation?
Absolutely, they certainly did, and we need a name. We need a name for said project manager. But yeah, there is someone that is very much has been assigned to
investigate that chaos.
Yeah, specifically the Polygon attack. So yeah, there's that's not even anything you have to look for too hard. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
As you may have discerned from their clock rating, it's top priority right now.
Yeah, valid. Okay. I don't know what else I want to do with that, so we're good.
Okay, and just
I'll hang on to that until the end of the mission.
I was going to say,
dump it if I don't need it.
Yeah, remember that you're technically still in there, and you can use those if you need to. So.
Like one panel of window that's now just all Infinity system code.
Got it. Okay, so that was productive. Okay, so
That would also mean, sorry, that the research
fine.
thing also means that I have 2 intel about Mouse and Takar, not just 1.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, anything you did research on, yeah, you get that bonus.
Sweet.
Yeah, so those are gonna, and yeah, thank you for keeping track of those. Because I can't. I have shown a distinct lack of ability to keep track of those over here. All right, so let's see. Let's just in general then. Anybody else want to do any more legwork stuff before you steal a car and question mark?
No, I'll just let Mouse know that I took care of it.
Nice.
for
Okay.
them.
Mouse would just be like, great, thanks. Like,
You got it.
sweet.
P.S. The guy looking into you was actually hired by Chaz.
That's the guy. I was just like, oh, ooh. We're having some very awkward conversations. The mouse is like, good to know. Really
So
fun to
heads
deal
up
with.
on that, and specifically looking for you, not one of your, words failing Sarah at the moment.
Disguises?
People, alibi, disguises. Thank you.
Oh,
Aliases. That's what I was aiming for.
that was
Yeah.
gonna come for me
Um,
eventually.
Yeah, Infinite. So, yeah, there's the whole thing. Like Chaz was the one who hired him, and then Infinity was also looking for you, and the guy's double dipping. It's really not cool, but it's taken care of. You're out of their system, so
Great.
heads up that was going on.
Sweet. There's a wow. That'll be fun. This is just kind of like thinking about a bunch of things. Cool.
I like their attitude on this. Oh, good.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Max is like more like, oh, great, like that's taken care of. I just really like that. I think Mouse is just excited that like the web that they've created are like, oh, this is so interesting. This is not how I thought it would go.
Just throw in a rock in a pond, see what happens.
It's like, wow, I am also like, I agree. This has happened. This is great.
Got it. All right, so we are coming up on 9 o'clock my time. Do we want to do what we've done before and just run through a whole bunch of legwork and then start action next time? And I promise action's going to have extra action next time too. So
How did we do this to ourselves?
I know.
We stretched out the side mission.
You got a lot done though, a whole lot.
We
So
know a
this is-
lot more things now.
That's
yeah,
true.
you got an incredible amount done this time. Actually, this is really similar to the prep work you did for the island mission.
Yeah.
You actually really moved along. So knowing that gives you a little more freedom not to feel like you have to compress all the legwork stuff. So if there's anything else, let me know. And then if we have a little extra time after this, I have some other things that I will tell you about.
Nice.
Really have
yeah.
a conspiracy theorist board going.
Yeah. I think the only other thing I want to make sure that John does make the others aware of is that after the car is stolen, that Aurora may want to drive it just a little bit, just to get a chance to do that. Because there are certain parameters that we were requesting. And they don't often get a chance to pilot these things before they're out, because usually they have to get contracted to do that. So they may want, and once we got it, they may want to take it around the block a few times, or somewhere, for a little while, just so you know.
So yeah, we do need to come up. We don't have to do it immediately, but I agree with you, Jim. We need to come up with a name for whatever service it is that Aurora works for.
Yeah.
Or actually not works for, is.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
In many ways, it's hard to explain.
Can't really separate that, can you?
Because it's kind of like it's another company, but I feel like it's one of those smaller companies because
Yeah.
it's like they hire.
Oh,
them
it definitely is. Yeah, it's one of those little contracted companies. Yeah.
They have very
100%.
few employees.
Yeah,
Because most of their employees are AIs.
they are. Yeah. And most of those AIs are Aurora.
A lot of them, yeah. I don't know if she's the only one at that company, but that would be funny.
Yeah.
There's probably some oversight.
I've got like half the acronym done.
Oh, nice.
I got half of it. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the final RA.
Let us
I'm almost
let us
there.
let us know. That I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm good with pausing here and picking back up next week. How are you folks on it?
Fine by me.
Sorry to add so much more to the time. Well, that's more time for us to once again to help raise funds
100%
for the Bail Project. Which one more time. I'm going to put this in once again one more time. If you would like to join
thank
Team
you
Phyllis, the
again
link is
to
in there.
everybody that has donated. We really appreciate it. And
I got it.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's
You
hear
got
it.
it?
I want to hear it now.
Aurora is automatic routing and roadside assistance.
Damn.
Oh, that's perfect. That's too good.
I'm writing it down now. Oh, that is so good. All right. And this is even better because the U is lowercase.
Yes.
That is the best.
It's so good.
That is great.
I am so glad that happened. All right, so that's there we go.
Yes.
Okay,
That's too good. Oh my god.
that looks great. So it is.
Got
It's
GLaDOS vibes.
it is. Yeah, that's why I'm 100% in love with that name. That is so good. All right, so it is. It's just you actually call Aurora, but then the person that answers is Aurora pretending to be, Parvati or whatever.
Yeah.
And you go that way. That is
Yeah.
absolutely the best. All right. So as we are working on the rest of this, and like I said, we don't have to close up exactly right now if anybody has any other legwork stuff you want to do before we stop.
All right.
But we can talk about it a little bit in Discord between now and next Thursday. And then like we did last time, just kick in with the actual mission. And given the people that are looking for you, some of them might interrupt this mission. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
It really sucks that the mission that they end up interrupting is the one for the guy who can't pay us. It's just for the
I know.
for the little guy.
Not the best.
Poor dude.
Poor Jonas.
Oh, but that drives the pain home even further, which is
It does a little
what
bit,
these
yeah.
kinds
And,
of things are all
and some
about.
of you have already spent cred, which is even worse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, cred.
yeah, you're swimming in cred right now, aren't you? So you're okay. Interesting. All right, but yeah, if anyone doesn't have anything, we can wrap up here, and pick up with any loose ends next time, and then and immediately jump into action if you want to do it that way.
I can't think of anything else. I feel as though I've done enough.
Yeah.
To make this
I
mission
have-
more complicated.
I know many things now.
I will tell you one thing before we wrap up, though, Valkyrie, since you're spreading yourself out, getting information from a bunch of different sources. Nothing is concrete yet, but you're certain that something is dancing around at the edges of of most of your searches, though.
So not in like the connect two dots on the conspiracy board kind of way, but like there's a program that's probably not happy I'm in there.
Yeah, and you've discovered this. You've been in multiple databases recently, and you've felt this in at least two of them.
Yeah. Is it the same thing feeling?
It's got the same feel to it. And whatever it is, it's doing it very subtly and very gently. And you're only it's the digital equivalent of the hair on the back of your neck rising because you feel like you're being watched.
I don't like that.
Your hacker instincts are telling you that something is paying
Hacker
attention,
senses.
but it hasn't put the pieces together yet.
don't like that. Okay. And okay, so was it specifically because I dug around in a bunch of different things. Is it specifically in one database that I'm feeling that, or is it just sort of all over? Like some things got the Valkyrie number.
Yeah, it's something starting to put the pieces together, which means it's something that not unlike you has access to multiple sources as well.
Sweet. Okay. Really don't like that. Can I push back at it?
You can.
I really don't like that GM voice.
How well, the reason I'm asking that way is how would you do that exactly? What in what manner?
Um
I mean, what's your goal is really what I'm asking.
Okay.
What result are you trying to get by
the
pushing
end
back?
result is to get whatever it is to show itself so that she can get a track on, like, so that she actually sees it so she can start to try and maybe identify and track back to where it is. So
yes,
what I think what she would do for that is find some like innocuous database she doesn't need it all to be in, like some like interlibrary loan system or something.
And just see, yeah.
And just do a lot of really obvious, not like super obvious like a trap, but like a bunch of searches over and over and over again, like just run an algorithm overnight or something to try and ping this thing to come out of hiding.
Interesting. I'm trying to figure out yeah, that's going to be, hang on. There's actually a move for that. Ah, there we go. Huh. All right. Tell you what, I'm not gonna work this out yet because I've got a couple of ideas.
Okay.
But we'll discuss it between now and next week, and we can jump in with what happens next week. Because there's a couple of different moves that fits, and I want to make sure I pick the right one. So yeah, we'll get on that.
Yeah. Again, she just wants to be like, again, in a completely separate system, something unrelated to what they're doing, like again, like the ILL system or something for the
it's kind of a honey trap. You just want to
try to draw the thing out.
Yeah, and that's why, because what you're doing, it actually fits in with some of the basic moves, and I'm trying to figure out how we want to play that. So yeah, we'll do it next time, and I like that idea. We'll start with that. Okay,
cool.
All right, well, unless anybody has anything else, that's everything I got for this week.
I think I'm good.
All right.
Okay, folks. Well, thank you all very much for watching. That again is I'm just so excited. I want to see what happens with this mission and how things crash horribly and burn.
This was just supposed to be a simple smash and grab. What
have
you guys done?
We've overcomplicated it so much.
Choices.
If we just decided at the beginning to just walk in and grab the car, none of this would be happening.
This could have been a single roll.
Yeah.
Everyone. This could have been one roll.
It could have been. Although, if that roll had gone badly, everything hinges on that one roll. So fair point. You know, you gotta hedge your bets on that one.
See, in some ways, I kind of blame myself because I am an inveterate world builder. I can't stop myself. I am addicted to world building, and this game causes world building to happen when
I have that affliction myself. So yeah,
and so it's just like it's must build more. I have to play with the toy more to make more things. And I've been wanting to declare an AI contact for a long time, so it just was like
I am very glad you did.
Let's do it now. I think I'm imagining that part of the whole thing is that that sometimes I get into the cab and we sing. So it's thing where because for some reason she likes Frank Sinatra, so we do that sometimes. We're just basically. So it's just basically this thing where it's like we're just going
nice
hurtling through the
soundtrack for
city
a
singing
drive
"I
around
Get a
the block.
Kick Out of You."
Exactly.
Basically.
I like it a lot.
But
Just go
anyway,
drive around the lake.
yeah, basically. So it's just this thing. It's just this thing we do sometimes. Because once again, John is desperate for friends. Anyhow, let us complete this thing and go around. We'll do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any favorite moments or any other things that you final thoughts about this session. And we shall start once again with Brian.
I'm Brian. You can find me in a couple of different places. I'm Veclam on Twitter. And if you look in chat, you can also find the URL to my podcast, which I do with my good friend Mark. And it's called Armor Goes Clank. We talk about role-playing games and pop culture. And every session of this so far has been my favorite one yet. And I like this one a lot. Largely because on this one, I barely had to do any work. I was just like, I put one thing out there and literally everyone said, I do these 5 things. So that was great. So now I have more stuff to work with when we kick it on the action side. So this plus the other thing I actually like about the way this game works is much like Apocalypse World and the way that the fronts work. The corporate clocks work really nicely as ways to gauge where the threats are coming from. And because everyone came up with really cool corporations during session 0, that tells you what flavor those threats have. And you've also built up some in-game history with those corps. So with that, it also brings in some stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the other thing that I like is that I don't know everything that's going to happen, even more than I would in some other games. So that's cool too, where, one of you comes up with a piece of the world that I then have to react to, which is fun for me. So thank you for that.
Yay! Very cool, very cool. No, this has been the way that this whole thing works is been good. Has been thus far so good for me that I am considering trying to run this system sometime, and that's saying a lot for it would usually take an act of Congress to get me to run a cyberpunk game, given how many things there are.
Understood. And also the Scraticus level of games that you're now involved in.
That's fair. Not quite. We're not quite at that point because there's at least, but I understand. It's
not for lack of trying.
Not for lack of trying. That's fair. That's very fair. But that said, now let us move on to Beans.
Sorry, let me mute myself. I'm Beans. You can find me at Wizards and Beans. I'm just so excited. It's so ridiculous how long it took me to figure out all of those pieces were going together. I was like, oh! I was like, oh, I did this. And the dramatic irony that I'm the reason Chazgot is in trouble, and now I'm the one trying to mix it up is so good. I could not have predicted how this would all come together, so I'm just very excited how it will all crash and burn. So, I don't have really anything to promote, but keep supporting the Bill Project.
Absolutely. Very cool, very cool. And Sarah, how you doing?
Hi, I am Sara. I am Arclight Phoenix on Twitter. Phoenix does not have vowels in it. Someday I will have a Twitter handle that I don't have to specify anything like that with. You can find me, in addition to here, you can find me 8 p.m. on Saturdays over on Welcome to the Party, where I GM Waverly Summer 98, a game in the Bubblegum Shoe system of teen detectives, the supernatural, and 90s nostalgia.
That game is so fun, y'all.
Thank you. And if you need an incentive to watch, I think my players just decided to walk up and knock on the door of an ancient haunted house as their next plan of attack. So tune in and find out what kind of chaos that's going to happen with.
Excellent. Cannot wait. Any final thoughts on the on the session today? Or?
Yeah, sorry, I totally forgot about that. Well, first of all, I think I'm finally learning how to play the hacker. So, yay. How many sessions in? And I think I've got that mostly figured out.
I'm getting there myself.
We're getting there collectively. I really love Valkyrie and like the relationship she's got with everybody. And just seeing how much she's wanting to do like all of these things to protect her friends, like not just get Mouse's image out of that database, but also check for everybody else and find out things for John, and all of that is just I'm a sucker for like loner goth, has no friends, but is, really, loves everybody that they hang out with. So that's, yeah.
Yay. That's awesome. Yes, but I adore Valkyrie. Valkyrie is awesome. It's very, very cool. And finally, Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Bill didn't have to do much tonight. He tried to do the least minimum amount of effort to get the job done, and his crew sold him out. So,
Classic Bill.
So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Why did you do this to him? Is the question.
That's fair.
Let's see. Tomorrow, I believe I am scheduled to start season 2 of Cyberpunk Red over on the Wandering DM channel, where we flash about 2 months ahead from where we left off from season 1. So, and we're doing a road trip apparently to the Mojave Desert, which I guess sounds cyberpunky. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. Maybe we'll all die. Who knows? But and then this weekend I'm slated to be on I think 3 games. Invisible Sun on Saturday, Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, which Jim will probably tell you more about on Sunday, and then Dark Matter on Sunday night. So we're busy this weekend for a change.
Yeah. Yes. So many things. Yes. Very awesome. So, back to me. Just as a reminder, one more time for folks, please, if you have any thought, if you would like, please go to the Veil Project and donate, as that is going to be, every bit helps for the situation in which we currently find ourselves in. Please go forth and give if you can. And once again, the link is in chat, and also, there's a little panel you can click on down below if you so desire. As for me, I'm Jim. I am OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some fiction and games I've been working on, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. As specified a moment ago, on Saturday nights we do Invisible Sun. On Sunday afternoons we do one-shots, and the one-shot coming up this Sunday will be Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. You will probably recognize the cast. There will be many familiar faces on the cast.
Yeah.
The only person,
like 3 of us.
Yeah, the only person in there that you're not currently looking at is someone that you saw in another one shot that I ran on this channel, and that's the Shotguns and Sorcery one shot. So if you want to go back in there and guess who it's going to be, that's how it's that's what we're gonna do. And that again, it's the sort of the spiritual successor to the Amber Diceless RPG. So as you may remember us doing an Amber short campaign on this channel not too long ago. It's a separate universe. This is a different method by which people gain power, different universal forces. So the Eidolon and the Umbra. But it's the thing I like about it is they decentralized it. So that is actually quite cool. There are still places that are power strongholds of people, but it's more a thing of like, you want to make a thing more real, you build it up around you rather than, which was kind of the premise actually of Amber if you dug down deep enough. But
yeah, but this starts with it, which I agree with.
Yes, and so you don't have that entrenchment to start it out with that I think is not quite so cool. So it's good to do that. Good to see kind of how this goes. So I want to try it out, see how it goes. And hopefully I'll manage to cram most of the book into my brain between now and then. And we'll see what happens. Thankfully, I already know the system though, so that's a thing. And Sunday night, once again, we return to our Dark Matter campaign, Ghosts of Salt Marsh in Space, run by Alyssa. Very cool campaign. Set on Salt Maw Station. I think we were sort of between jobs. We're sort of trying to decide what the next job will be. So we're going to be coming up on that. So in the meantime, there was a lot of stuff with side stories and emotion, things of that nature. On Monday night, I am over on Salty Sweet Games playing in their D&D campaign, Strange Invasion, Assault on the Barrier Peaks. On Tuesday nights, we've gotten into our short campaign for June, which is Casket Land. That is another Powered by the Apocalypse game, set in the end times. It is an occult western. We had our session 0. It was very interesting. It's going to think. I think it's going to be very gruesome when we get into this game, because there's a lot of cannibalism going on. In the games I'm involved in general right now. I'm not sure why that is, but it's there's a certain amount of cannibalism happening in the Casket Land game, and we'll kind of see how things go as we pick up with our mini campaign. And then, of course, Thursday afternoon, I'm over on Encounter Roleplay running Deadlands Noir: Dreams of Dust. We had major revelations in the episode this afternoon. That bowled a lot of folks over, and so we're now heading into the latter half of the short campaign, and we'll see what happens as the roller coaster takes its turn and starts plunging downward. Very eager to get to that, and then finally, of course, 1 week from tonight, more of this, and we shall go forth and attempt with our ridiculously overcomplicated plan to break in and steal a car, and try to break in and steal a car, and hopefully not have all of our enemies descend on us as we do.
Nothing will go wrong at all.
Absolutely nothing. This is fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. I have no signups active right now, per se. I will probably very soon be putting in signups for a one-shot of Something Is Wrong Here, which is a Lynchian game that it does intentional bleed, and so I got to be careful how we do this one. So I'll have to. I'm kind of taking my time and approaching it, and I'm kind of also, like I said, working with the one-shot system that I have and sort of figuring out more. You may see games that we've done previously, starting up soon, and we'll have that once I've got enough time and brain space at the same time to be able to actually communicate with the people I'm working with, and figure out kind of what we want to do, and we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, that's whenever when sign-ups open once again, as always, beginners are welcome. So, what do we have happening? I believe there is another charity stream going on over on Friends Who Roll Dice. And so I'm thinking we're going to go over and check that out as they have that going on. So I'm going to go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you so desire and say hi to them with us. That again will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will see you next week.
Thanks a lot.
Farewell.